what's up, you guys? Welcome back to this live stream. My name's Eric Yamamoto, and we're going to be talking about camera angles. We're continuing with the camera angles. So I started making shorts, actually, and yesterday I got 1,200 views. I was pretty darn impressed. So I'm going to keep doing that, and any tips, feel free to share, because this whole social media, YouTube thing, I've been doing for about 6 months now. Still learning. Always something to learn. So let me see. Can you guys see that the chat at all? Hang on. I need to. Just unable to chat. Okay, hello. I'm trying to send a chat to see if this works, but I don't think it is. No. Well. Gosh. I love technical difficulties. They really know how to rub you the right way. Ah, there it is. Hey, Raphael, hashtag edits. Are you an editor? Because I would love to learn how to edit. I think it would be so cool. Chat window. No, it doesn't work. Very good. You should stay a beginner. You should always be a beginner, because that is the only way that we will be able to learn. All right, let's just jump into this. I couldn't figure out how to put the chat into OBS, but right now, let's roll the wheel of decision. Click, interact, boom. Ooh, a 3/4 frontal. So, we're going to do a 3/4 frontal shot. Let me share my screen. So, a 3/4 frontal shot, it's where you're this is a frontal right here, which we will get to soon. 3/4 frontal is like this, and then from there, this is a profile like this. So we're going to work on something like this, 3/4 frontal, and there are varying degrees of that. And when you're working in live action, there are so many different there's so many different ways to. There's like an infinite amount of angles. So let's jump into this. Screen share. Boop. Three-quarter frontal. So let's break it down. Here's my frame. I like drawing crosshairs in. Neck. Shoulders. Chest. Torso. So after looking at my making these shorts, I've been noticing things about my drawings that I could improve. One thing that I could be improving is the shapes. Like this is a shape. This is also a shape. There's shapes within shapes. Oh, cool. Peggy Yamamoto. Hey, she has the same last name as me. That's my mother. I guess she's on. Ask her any questions. She's the one. She is a traditional animator, and she inspired me when I was a kid. Hopefully, she can inspire you. So, this is our 3/4. 3/4. This is like a 3/4 medium shot. All right, so let's take a look at some 3/4. So, first off, when you're doing 3/4 shots, I find it's very important to know where the center line is. And I learned this from my friend Josh Lee, who was on doing the Yasuke stuff. Hey, what's up, Bryce? Good morning, good morning. Let me just write down everybody who's been in this chat. Yeah, setup is way better now. I'm getting full bars. I'm getting 300 megabytes per second. I'm happy. It's 9:07 a.m. Pacific PST. And who we got? We got Ralph. No, not Ralph. Raphael. Raphael, hashtag edits. We got Peggy Yamamoto, who is my mother. We have Rice S and my wife, Crystal Yamamoto. It's awesome to see you guys on. So those are 4 people. There is 1 person that's not saying hello, and that's okay, because we're just going to keep on drawing. So the center line is pretty important. I'm going to try to go kind of slow, just because it helps me think when I go slow. When you go too fast, you don't think, and that's when all the mistakes happen. But then once you understand and how to manipulate your mistakes, then you're able to, that's when your style comes out. I feel like style is all based on mistakes, and what works. So 3/4, let's analyze this. 3/4 frontal attributes. I'll ask from the audience, what do you guys, what attributes do you see? Well, I already said the first one, that's the center line. Center line is off center. So what is, so if this is center, off center be something like this. Also, off center could be something also way over like this. Also, off center can be something like this, but that's not 3/4. That's like more of a top view. So, center line is off center. What else can we say about 3/4 profile? 3/4, not profile. A 3/4 frontal. So why do we use 3/4 frontals? We use 3/4 frontals. I mean, there's various reasons. Again, you could show them walking. Yeah, hiding certain parts of intentions. Yup. Full body shot. Raphael, what do you mean by full body shot? Is that something where you want to see me draw the full body? So these are visual attributes, and these are subjective attributes. Subjective is hiding something. Ah, Peggy Yamamoto said screen direction. That's a very important one. So I guess we could briefly go over the 180 rule. So there's a couple different ways that I've been taught this. I'll do the first way. Let's say you're at a table scene. Here's a table. I'm doing a top-down overhead shot. And we'll do this person right here. That's the shoulders. Here's the head. Maybe here's the arms. Then we'll do the other person right here. Screen direction is, so green person is talking this way, blue person is talking this way. So what you will see in the frame is green character right here. Here's the shoulders. You're sitting at a table. Sorry, let's do it wider. Table. Arm. Body. Hips. Legs. We'll do the blue person right here. Maybe they're doing like a little podcast or something. Of course, this is pre-pandemic, so they could talk to each other inside of the same room. Now, I'm getting bossed around by my mom again, but it's okay. We all get bossed around, but she wants me to throw that camera in. So let me show you right here. Harrison, what's up, dude? It's been a minute. Harrison is an art director. His dad is a production designer, and we work together on what's the cell phone? Justin Deck. Countdown. Yeah, dude. What's up? That's awesome. So are you working right now, Harrison? Let me write you down. Harrison Hartley. What up? So anyways, bringing this back on. This is the line of action. So like they're talking to each other like this and like this. And I feel dialogue scenes should be like a game. It should be like a football game where you're rooting for go green or go blue, you know. And what's good about this is that speaking of sports, you have a person on the right side and you have a person on the left side. When you're watching football, that's the same thing. You have the goal on the right, goal on the left. but for the audience, you know, there's two sides. You know, you're looking at it from this side right here, and you're also looking at it from this side, but also you have an audience over here, you have an audience over there. So let's do, if we're over here, like let's say that you want to see the audience is looking at the person running over, or you want to see the green character right here, so you would do your green character looking still in that direction. And then you would do the blue character in this direction. What? That doesn't seem right. If you have the blue character right here and this green character right here, that doesn't work. Why doesn't that work? It doesn't work because they're not facing each other. It looks like they're not facing each other. So if you have it where there's a person on this side, let's say we're not using colors now, we're just using black and white. If you have a color right here, and then you do another person right over here, the same, it looks like the same person, so it kind of confuses you. It confuses the audience. Like, even though, like, let's say this is a female right here, and this is a male right here. Let's say this is a female right here. Let's say this is the male right here. It's still kind of confusing. So that's why we throw this character on that side. So when it cuts, it looks like they're looking at each other. Now what's happening here? Let's call this camera 1. So with the 180 rule, the reason why it's called the 180 rule is because, well, 360 is a circle. 180 is half of that circle, and you could place the camera anywhere on this line of on this side of the circle. That's the home team. Okay? So if this is, so what we saw here when we have so here we go really quick. We have this character right here and this character right here looking camera right, this one's looking camera left. So what's happening right here is that our camera right here is aimed on at this person right here, and this one right here is aimed kind of 3/4-ish like that. And this middle shot right here is this, it's like our wide, it's way out here. Now you could place the camera anywhere on this side, so like an over-the-shoulder shot, you could throw your over-the-shoulder shot right here like that, and it still will work because, well, let's say this is the right side, okay, and it comes out this way. So let's see, this is over this person's shoulder. So then we go, oh, the way I like to do it is first put your person right here, the green, and then we're over the shoulder. Like that. And this still works. Now, why does this still work? Because this person is on the right side, this person is, the blue is on the left side, and all right, let me take these images, start with the wide. Oh, Rice, you said something. So basically, there's a territory of colors, and the left is blue and the right is green, and we need to keep it that way no matter how we want to spin the camera. That is exactly correct. That's exactly correct. Thank you for saying it like that, Rice, because explanation is not the easiest thing to do when you've done this for so long and you've taken it for granted after a while, because it becomes second nature. It's like driving standard or stick shift. Here's a cheat. Here's a cheat. I learned this from, I don't remember where I learned this from, but let me see if you guys can see the pattern. Do you guys see the pattern? Why this works? Before I give the answer, which I'm sure you guys already got, is let me throw one more shot in there. All right, so if you draw a line down the beautiful center like that, the green is always more on the right hand side, just like what Rice said, and the blue is always on the left side. But what happens when you add a third person in there? How do you get that third person to come in? Well, there's many different ways. Bird view shot, Raphael. Interesting. That's a good one for sure. That is also a way to get a person in there. I do bird's eye views if it's for a style, if it's to show scope, if it's to establish an area. So yeah, I could totally be doing a top view in this also. But let's say one way is, let's say you hear a door open from behind them. One way is to cut to a wide. You cut to the wide shot. Like this. And maybe they both turn. And then on that action, you could, let's say they both turn, like it's right here, knock, knock. They both turn, and you could do a single on the door of the person entering. And now, because we went to this wide, now you could switch it to, let's say, here's your the green person right on this side, looking to the door, or maybe they're more like this. They're more like 3/4, and their eyes are kind of looking like that. Maybe it's. So this is why 3/4 is important, is so you know how to place the angles of the head and of the people. Like that doesn't look right. I'll do something more, maybe like this. She's turning to look at who enters. See now, because this third person entered and we did this wide shot right here in the turn, you could cut there. Now, there's a new thing that's happening that people are directors that I've been working with are saying, forget the 180-degree rule. Just draw it, you know, because either they'll fix it in the edit. I don't know why because for me it's easier to read something or understand the it's easier for me to understand the boards when the 180-degree rule is in place. But also colors help. So here's one way. Here's one way of switching the line of action. So what's happening is we're doing this. Oops. Come back here. So right here is our 180-degree rule, or our little top-down diagram. And let's say they're in a room and there's a door right here, which there's never a door that's in the center of the room like this, but it's okay. And this character enters. And now what we did here is from this shot right here, or these are all the angles we have. We have our wide. This is shot 1. And then we have shot 2, which is like a 3/4 single shot of green. That's 2. Yeah, it does sound like a sloppy approach, but there are reasons. You know, I still don't know. I still don't know why that that phenomenon is catching on. Not worry about the 180. And then here's 3, and then we have this shot, which is like a POV shot. This is 4. This is POV. Let me erase these little guys. And then we have 5 are over the shoulder on green. And we have 6 right here, which is over the shoulder green onto blue. And then we go back to 1, that's 7 right here. And then we go 8, which now, well, we're still staying on this side of the line actually, because so 8 is kind of like this. Camera 8 is like that. Now, this person's coming this direction, so it still works. But let's say, what if no, let's keep it like this. I'm thinking, what if they came from a different place, you know? But no, let's just keep it like that. Let's say this character is going to come around this way and go right there. Let's see what happens. So let's say this character then comes let's say this character comes and walks this way. Let's say the exit right here. Keep making that head turn like that. So 8, 8A, 8B. And then from here, now you could cut to the other side if you wanted. So now what happens when we cut over here? Because now this new character appeared. So now we flip the line. Again, it just depends on the story, on what's happening. But now let's say this person is between these two. So this is how, oh, and I would probably throw an arrow showing that this guy came to the center of the table. Now we flip the sides. And now everything's on this side. But I'll tell you right now, I would have chosen the person right here. Instead of this person going right here, I probably should have had that person go this way. But again, I'm showing you what to do to solve problems. For example, like what if this shooting space right here is like a ton of like broken like stuff and you can't get that person right there to go. So then what okay, wait, let me erase this. I'm confusing myself. Like if there's like a bunch of stuff right here, or let's say if there was fire right here and you can't get that camera in there, then you need to, or how do I explain this? I'm just trying to teach how to problem solve. Like, yeah, ideally it would have been better if the guy came over here or the person went over on this side. It would be easier. You wouldn't have to reset all the cameras, because now that they cross the line like this, now you have to you have to do a whole different setup in terms of like cinematography and lighting and placing the camera and all the things that you already have. So it'd be a better choice to just to not do this, don't cross the line and just have it. It'd be a better choice to just have the person come right there. So, but I'm just showing you this is how you can cross the line if you wanted. Any questions? We got you. Maybe the art department only had a budget for a 3-wall set. There you go, Harrison. Thank you. Thank you. Like what Harrison is saying here, it's a real thing. There are budget constraints when it comes to live action. Like, yeah, like he's saying, maybe there is only enough money to have a 3-wall set. What does that mean? Well, let's say 1, 2, 3 walls. Kind of like a sitcom. Like, I think Raphael was saying that. Yeah, like the sitcom series. And you have the table right here. Here's your characters. So here's your camera. You wouldn't put the person here if it's because then if you go this way, then you have, you know, your grips over here, you have Video Village over here, you have maybe some rafters way down here. So it would be ideal to have the character come here. But again, it all depends on the story. Because what if when the person comes in is like the head boss and you're not supposed to know, kind of like Marcellus Wallace in Pulp Fiction. You only see the back of his head. You never see his face. Then maybe coming right here would be a good choice. And you only have 3 walls. It just depends on the story. But I wanted to show you something on how to solve a problem of how you can switch the 180. Thank you, Harrison. That was great. That was great. And then when it comes to dialogue between 3 people, we could go over that another time, because one last thing I wanted to show was let me just do a drawing of a 3/4. All right. Goodbye, Mother. So let's take one of these shots. Which shot should I do a draw over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8B. Let me make a poll. I don't know how to make a. Oh, here. Start a poll. Wait, no, it's a yes or no. Awesome. Thanks, you guys. Why don't I do, let's see, 3/4. Why don't I'll just do this one right here. Here's our 3/4 single. Oh man, I didn't even go into Shot Deck to look at stuff. I should have done that. Maybe after. Centerline. 1. see, Rice. As an animator, I always was frustrated with live action board limitations, but now that you explained it, I feel like there's more of a riddle of how to do the most cost efficient. And like saving your own money. Yeah, there's a lot of that in live action, but it can really be fun sometimes. You guys are 100%. I love this. Yes, there was this one time that I was doing this show called Art Prison, and it never got picked up. It was for Cartoon Network. Starburns Productions did it, and the director hired me because there was this huge like fight scene that happens, and they felt like they couldn't cover all the camera angles, and basically I went in there and I was trying to figure out what they wanted. They wanted to cover the whole thing, but the limitations of the space. And so this was what the space looked like from the top view. These were windows like this. This is a classroom, but I think it was like a tighter classroom or something. And there was this huge fight that happened, but you could only cover it like this much, and it was too chaotic. And I'm like, well, and then so they hired me, and I came in, and I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't put the poll up because it was only a yes/no kind of a thing, which I wish there was. Which do you want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, but thanks. So they hired me, and I'm like, hey, wait, why don't you put the camera out here on a track and shoot through the windows as they're going through? And they're like, oh my God, that's genius. That's perfect. And, you know, I got paid just for that problem solve. You're solving real world problems is what I enjoy. How to use the tools that they have and make these strategic choices, and how to also make it aesthetically pleasing. So that is what I do. There's no expression on her right now. It's because I don't have a story, but you know, I could always create one later. And I mean, it comes down to all these details. It's like, what is she wearing, you know? I typically don't put that much clothes on people. Like, I'll just put like a shirt, because just keep it generic, because if you put a blouse on, if you put like spaghetti straps, it becomes very specific, and people are like, well, wait, that's not right. You know, she needs to be wearing a dress, or she needs to be wearing a tube top, you know, and then that changes the story. So if you just have it in like a regular shirt, maybe I'll change from a V-neck to a crew or something, or I'll do a wider opening. I like doing wider opening ones for women because it's it reads well and in somewhat style. I'm gonna make her looking. So how do I make the, here's the question that I've had, is how do you make it look like, bless you, how do I make it look like they're looking at somebody over there on that side? Well, you don't draw the pupils rounded like this. You draw them more like this. But I'm going to flip it. And I don't like the position of her head because it looks like she's gonna like looks like this. So I'm gonna move her head, I'm gonna tilt her head up a little, bring it back a bit, balance it out a little bit more. Sometimes just doing that gives some attitude to the head. SSU, standard storyboard uniform. That's cool. I love that. She looks all cross-eyed. So let's knock that all back. Again, even when I'm cleaning up drawings, I like to keep it loose. Working. And when things don't work, then you got to break it back down. Any other questions, you guys? I'm having too much fun. Oh yeah, feel free to join the Discord. Let me bring up my Discord. Discord. Let's take this. Nope. I don't know. Where would be a good place to put the Discord information? I'll do it some other place. So Harrison, let me ask, what's going on with any new cool technologies that you're working with? Like I remember you were like programming in like Lua or was it Perl? I forgot. Oh, Harrison, it might be outside the scope of today's stream, but what can I do to help as an art director? Whenever I have 3D model of a set or a scan of a location, I always distro them to each department. Yeah, okay. No, let's talk about this really quick. It might be outside the scope of today's stream, but what can I do? So, oh man, when I'm on certain shows, like one of the great things that oh wait, we moved over to GD Script and Godot. Oh, interesting. Why Godot over Unreal? .3D scanning with my iPad is current favorite thing, but that isn't new. That's cool. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of 3D scans or LiDAR scans lately from people or from art departments. It's so much faster for what I'm trying to do. It doesn't look as good, but most of the time you just need to block out the center of the laptop. Yeah, you know, like my whole thing is it doesn't need to be pretty. You just gotta get the gist down so then other people could do their work. Because, yeah, I mean, Unreal Engine is a beast. I was learning that for a little bit. I used it on that film, or on the TV show, Agatha Harkness, which is not out yet. And Godot can do that in minutes without eating my back. Whoa, interesting. I'd be curious. Man, you should do a tutorial on Godot. Man, I should have you on sometime. Wait, are you on something, or are you in between? What's your deal, man? Wow, I do not like that face. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, let's go over to Shot Deck. Shot Deck. I know I'm doing this a little bit out of order, but let's look for a 3/4. 3/4 frontal shot. Wow, they only have one 3/4 frontal shot. Okay. Wow, that's a beastly face. That's awesome. Is your parents doing like a narrative? I think your mom, she acts, I think, right? Oh, nice. It's a kid show. Are you guys using stages? we're still figuring that out. It's very much how little can we spend kind of thing for sure. Hey Igum, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. I'm going to be ending pretty soon, just because drawings aren't coming out today as I wanted them. But it's okay. We all have good days. We all have bad days. Oh man, money is totally a big part of live action. Negotiating your rates is another thing. The union is another thing. Networking, which is something we went over last time, was something. Hair. You gotta do hair in layers. Or I shouldn't say layers, it should be more like clumps. Form of the head. Oh, thanks. Look at this one. Ah! I'll just let you guys know that yes, I am still using reference. I'm using reference for this, but because I know what I want, this 3/4 frontal, since I know that's what I want, I got that 3/4 frontal from here. I could go ahead and do I could go ahead and use photo reference. Not be ashamed of using reference. I find that it's mainly people who do not do art who's like, oh, that's cheating, you know, using reference is cheating. But like I said the other day, Norman Rockwell does it. Look at AI right now. All the non-artists are using AI. That's fucking cheating. Yeah, 3/4 eyes are pretty difficult. Like, one thing that I do about 3/4 eyes is this. So, you have your eyeballs right here. This is your frontal. See how it's all, well, I didn't do it perfect, but that's okay. What I do for 3, you off-center it like that. Then you have your middle eye, right? The middle of the eye. This eye. This. It's all about the same size, same height. Say, here's your nose. We'll make the nose like this little wedge thing. And then I go like this. And right here. this under. You gotta find that apex somewhere. Again, like you could simplify something once you understand it. Basically, this eye over here is squished. Let's go back here. Let me just finish this drawing up. Oh my God. Here we go back to that instant depth. Yeah, let's see. AI ain't art. That's true. AI is cheating. Art isn't. That is true. Not how it's being used anyway. With theft, etc. AI art was an interesting topic some years ago. I saw amazing creations that were very much not trying to seem realistic. That's cool. Some people saw. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, I can't wait to get into the AI stuff of the channel. Local color, boom, boom, boom. Let's do the eyes in white. And then let me just outline her. Let's go normal, multiply. Let's put this down. Let's draw the shadows first. It's funny. Toning it's a different art, but it's a lot easier than doing the lines because it's just so much. Like, how do I explain it? Not so much. Tone adds so much dimension to your drawings. So let's say we got that up under the nose, under the lip, under the mouth, inside there. Oops. And then after I do that, let's do a screen. Then let's just draw some highlights in there. I like to, let's go with something a little bit like that. All right, so what did you guys, what were some things that, what impressions did you get today from today's lesson or from today's live stream? I'm just curious what worked, what resonated with you, and yeah, how can I make this better? How can I make this more interesting? How can I make this more informative? The riddle of the 180 rule. That's a great, I love that. That's great. Ah, very cool. Glad to hear that that worked. Anything that didn't work? I like to draw these little dust specks in the air. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. I appreciate all the love, and happy Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific. So have a good one and stay safe, you guys. All right, take care. Adios. Ah, okay. Harrison, really quick, could you read the question in the chat slower and louder? Yes, it'd be nice in case I step away from it. That's a great one. I am going to get a different microphone too. So, and Harrison, we should talk. I would love to get you on this live stream and let's talk about production. Let's talk about the art department. And yeah, it'll be fun. All right, you guys.